Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Isabel and I am very stoked for today's video. Today in this video, I'm gonna be reading the most viral books. Most of these books are from 2022, obviously, because we just started the new year. I got these books from a list on Goodreads, so there's the most read books for the week, and on that list are the same books week after week after week because they're just that popular. I thought, why not make a video filming my reaction to these books, and let's just see if they're worth all the commotion. The first book I'm going to be reading in this reading vlog is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This book is like nothing I've ever read before. It centers around a video game, so building the video game is the focal point of the book. There's a subplot of romance, but it's really just a general fiction book. I'm very excited to read this one. I feel like I'm really gonna like this one. I don't know, maybe I'm just saying that because of the cover. I really dig it. If you don't know the next book, you're quite literally living under a rock because this book is so popular. No, this whole entire series is popular, but I'm going to be starting the ACOTAR series, so A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I have heard so many things about this book. So many people rave about this book. Every time I'm on Bookstagram, this book always pops up, and actually the entire series pops up. So I'm very excited to read this. As she adapts to her new home, her feelings for the fairy Tamlin transform from icy hostility into a fiery passion that burns through every lie she's been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of the Fae. But something is not right in the fairylands. An ancient, wicked shadow is growing, and Feyre must find a way to stop it or doom Tamlin and his world forever. Sounds very action-packed, very juicy. We got the romance in there. We got the passion, we got the fantasy. So let's just see what it's all about. All right, the next one I have for this video is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think I said in my first ever booktube video that I love this girl's writing. I don't know what it is about it, but I eat it up every single time. I connect so much with her books, so I'm very excited to see how I connect with this one. This one is about a tennis player whose name is Carrie Soto, as you can tell by the title. This story is about a tennis player, and she's broken so many records. She holds the highest record for how many games she's won or something like that. And then this new girl comes in and breaks her record, so she comes back out of retirement. She's like, oh no, I gotta keep my legacy going. So that's basically the whole premises of the book. The last one I'm gonna be reading in this video is The Housemaid by Frieda McFadden. This is a thriller. I've heard so many things about this book. This book has popped up very recently, and it's gotten pretty popular pretty quickly. By the time I realize my attic bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. But I reassure myself the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. All right. I hope these stories deliver. All of these books are above 4-star ratings on Goodreads. I don't know exactly what this one is, but I know it's over a 4. This one's like a 4.3 something or a 4.30. This one's a 4.2, but the next book in the series is like a 4.6, which is absolutely insane, especially for the amount of reviews on it. Like, if you know, you know. And then Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is like a 4.33. So these are all very high rated books. Let's just get straight into it. Okay guys, so I made it a little over 20 pages in Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. For only being so little into the story, I already know I'm gonna be hooked. I already know this is probably gonna be a banger. So yeah, the characters in the book are Sam Mazer and Sadie Green. We kind of already see into the characters' feelings about each other. You can already kind of tell just the way with Sam describes her. He says, but there she was, Sadie Green in the flesh, and to see her almost made him want to cry. Let a man think that way about me. If this were a game, he could hit pause, he could restart, say different things, the right ones this time. He could search his inventory for the item that would make Sadie not leave. How cute is that? I like the dialogue and the internal monologue so far. Usually I'm not a big fan of internal monologue, but the way the author executed it is just so perfect, chef's kiss. I can already tell that I really enjoy her writing so far, so kudos to you, Gabrielle Zevin. Then the story is also written in third point of view, which I'm usually not a fan of, but like I said, the writing is so good that I don't even mind it. But it also doesn't feel like it's in third person point of view either, because I just get so much insight into the characters. The characters already seem so complex which I really enjoy, especially in a general fiction type book, because it makes them all that more real for me, and I love when a character can really come alive. But yeah, so far I'm digging the story. If not the story not being amazing, the writing is just really good. So I'll see you guys later when I have more thoughts and opinions about the book. Okay, hey guys, I'm back with my little update for the book. I am 231 pages in so far. So this book is kind of taking me a little longer to read than the average book. I don't know if it's just because it's honestly a really big book and the words do fill up a lot of the page. From the point where we last left off, I got into the part of the story where it was a lot of game building. I don't know if the author already knew a lot about games or if she did a lot of research, but she really did the damn thing. It was very descriptive and very elaborate. So I really appreciate that part of the story, although it did kind of get a little, I'm not going to say it got slow for me, but it was definitely a lot of building in this part of the book. We get a lot of backstory about Sam. What I've noticed about all these characters is that there's a really complex. Oftentimes I'm questioning their motivations and why they act the way they act. So if I'm questioning it like they're an actual person, I feel like that's a good job for the author. And then I wanted to share another cute little quote from Sam. Ugh, he more than loved Sadie Green. There needed to be a name for it. Then he says, "Tell me I don't know you and I could draw both sides of your hand from memory." OMG. Tell me that is just not the most romantic thing you've ever heard. For somebody to pay attention to you so much that they even know the fine details of your hand, like, that's insane. That's crazy. I know I'm focusing a lot on the romantic aspect of the book, but trust me, it's not really a big plot of the story. Romance is more of a subplot, but I'm just a hopeless romantic. Any story I read, I'm gonna eat up the romance. Even if it's a tiny little crumb, I'm gonna eat it up. I also really wanted to share this quote from the book. It says, "You take advantage of the quiet time that a failure allows you. You remind yourself that no one is paying any attention to you. You try again, you fail better." You fail better. If that wasn't motivating, I don't know what is. Sadie's character is kind of iffy to me. I really don't know how to feel about her at certain times. She's a very flawed character. There's a lot of miscommunication between these characters. It's kind of frustrating at times because it's like, speak! Please speak to each other. You know you guys can do that, right? Yeah, but overall, I am really enjoying the story. I feel like the author is taking the right amount of time to build the story. I love the pacing. I like the flashbacks that we kind of get about the characters. We learn something new. When I think I know the characters, the author's like, no, you don't. Next day, and I finished tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow last night. I wanted to wait till the morning because, you know, I kind of had to simmer in my thoughts, sleep on it, read some other reviews to see if people were agreeing with me. Okay, overall, I enjoyed the writing a lot. I thought the writing was really well done. I think the author did a good job at illustrating the complexities of human relationships and kind of the driving matter of what makes people do what they do. Parts of me were definitely confused about what this story was supposed to amount to. I'm still confused on that part. I definitely learned a lot of things throughout, but I'm talking about the theme as a whole. When I finished the book, when I closed my book and I finished that last page, I just felt so empty. I felt so unresolved, but also it's a proper reflection of life that we're just never quite guaranteed that closure that we think we deserve. To read this book is to laugh, to mourn, to learn, and to grow. I completely agree. I laughed, yes. I definitely learned a lot. There were so many good quotes in this book, so many lessons, definitely underlined like crazy. I'm not a big annotator because just too much work for me. The book is already heavy enough. That's work in itself. I really can't decide how I feel about this book. Was the book worth the hype? I don't know. Maybe I just have to sit on that a little bit. I think the hype comes in is where you can kind of step back and look at the writing and appreciate that as an art in itself. But like I said, this story left me with a hole in my chest. There was no character growth. They stayed rather flat, if you get what I'm saying. No progress. They did a whole lot of this, none of this. Sadie kind of did a little bit of this. Thought Sadie was gonna get more of a redemption arc. There are a little bit of tear-jerking moments for me in this story, little parts that made me sad. I feel so bad for Sam at certain points. I really liked Mark's character until I didn't like Mark's character, but then overall I liked his character. The first half of the story was a bit stronger than the second half for me. I was already thinking that this book is gonna be a hit. Like, it was a hit, but it wasn't a hit. You know what I'm saying? You know when you just feel so conflicted about something? Yeah. This is what I have to say. This book is an acquired taste. It's either for you or it isn't. Let's just put it that way. This much left, and let's just say I'm stressed. I'm very, very stressed right now. This book has my blood pressure rising. I'm still loving the vibes, but they were cool vibes before. I was like, okay, this is a cool little book. I like it, but now I'm like, whoa, things just got utterly 10 times more complicated than they were before. Like, oh my gosh, I can only imagine what's gonna happen in the next book. Just know that the next book, it's on the way. It'll be here Monday. Currently it's Saturday, and I will be reading that after I finish this vlog, after I finish the 2 other books. But OMG, I cannot. Usually I'm good at like making predictions and guessing what's gonna happen, but I honestly don't know how this book is gonna end. I feel like it's gonna end on a cliffhanger, and honestly, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried right now because there's no way that this deal can end well. There's just no way. This is not a major spoiler, but I just have to say this because when I read this, I was like, what the? This man drank her tears to get her to stop crying. Literally like licked her tears. This could be us. No, that's crazy. You guys, I'm on page 406 and I'm shook right now. I'm so shook. This book is so good. What the heck? Let me just say, oh my gosh. This book right here, oh my god, my mind is blown. And now yeah, if you're asking if this book was worth the hype, absolutely. This series is probably gonna be worth the hype. If this book was this good, I heard it only goes up from here. So if this is like supposed to be the beginning point, I can't even begin to imagine what the end of the series is gonna be like. I'm not gonna go into detail about the book because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. A lot of the details in the book are all connected. So 5 stars. Sarah J. Maas, you did your thing with this one. You did your absolute thing. When I tell you, this book took me by complete surprise. There is not one factor of this book that I predicted. Cleared me with this one. Slayed me, ate me up, chewed me up, swallowed me, then digested me, and then passed me. I don't know what I'm in the mood for right now because now I just want to go read the 3rd book of the ACOTAR series. That's what I want to do, quite frankly. Like, I want to finish this video, but I don't want to finish this video. I want to finish the series because now I'm hooked. But which one should I read next? Housemaid or Carrie Soto is Back? I don't know. Maybe I should get the big book out of the way just so I can have this nice and easy one for the last part of the video. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But y'all better come and get you one of these. It's a chicken salad. Oh, and one more thing that I forgot to add. Tell me why I was kind of feeling Riss a little bit. Like, I love Tamlin or whatever, but Riz just got that razzle dazzle. He's got that little spice. But the way like Riz did it, it was just the Riz. The way he just, I don't know, I sense a little love triangle coming on. And I don't want that because like I said, I love Tamlin. But like Riz, come on, there's something about him. Okay guys, so I'm editing the video and I realized that I didn't really say exactly what I liked about A Court of Thorns and Roses. I just was so caught up in the ending that I was just raving about it, really. But I really enjoyed the author's writing. It was very easy to get into. It kept me engaged throughout the whole entire story. The world building wasn't hard for me. I got into it pretty easily. There was never a moment I was really bored. It wasn't slow for me either. I really enjoyed all the characters besides Feyre's sisters in the beginning, but you know, there was a little character development there, or things we just didn't realize about the characters. I loved Feyre. She was such a strong character, but not in an annoying way. I like how the author added a specific element of charm to the characters, more specifically Lucian and Rysand. I feel like she depicted the charm pretty well, because sometimes an author will try to make a character charming, but it just comes off as corny. This seems pretty authentic. However, my opinion is very subjective. Enjoy the plot. The plot was really good. I'm not gonna lie. There was a certain point where I just forgot all about the romance, and I was just like, oh, this is juicy. But I think that's everything I had to say about it. So, toodles. Carrie Soto was back last night. I stayed up all night to finish this book. So I really enjoyed this, but let me just say as a forewarning to anybody who's about to read this book, I knew there was going to be tennis, but boy, oh boy, there was tennis, more tennis, and then some more tennis, and then some more tennis after that. It was wild. I did not expect for it to take up that much of the book, but I'm not mad at it. There were definitely moments where I was sitting on the edge of my seat. It felt like I was right there at that tennis match, holding my breath. So I'll give it that. It was really good, but certain parts I was like, okay, all right. Yeah. Let's talk about Carrie Soto. She is a very hard character to love. She is very arrogant, a very ego-based character. But I feel that representation comes in where the author is trying to show how there's a double standard between men and women. A man can be arrogant and very egotistical, very ego-driven, and be seen as that guy. People commend him for it. But if a woman does it, she's seen as a little B-word. She's seen as problematic. So I appreciated that representation for that purpose. Otherwise than that, Miss Carrie Soto, I'm gonna give Caesar what is to Caesar. She did have a lot of character development, and I did end up loving her character at the end, so I will give her that. I really appreciated seeing the father and daughter dynamic between her and her dad, which was her coach for most of her career and during her comeback. I thought it was very heartwarming, and it definitely stole the show at certain parts. I loved Beau. We all need a man like Beau in our lives. Loved him. Oh, and did I mention, well, I didn't mention, but I did not know that this book was part of the Seven Husbands, Malibu Rising, and Daisy Jones and the Sixth Universe. When I saw McReva pop up in there, well, not McReva, but one of the Revas pop up in there, I was like, what are you doing here? And then not only that, Daisy Jones and the Six was mentioned in the book, and I was fangirling so hard. I love when TJR includes this in her books. I just feel like it's a little Easter egg hunt for adults, and I eat it up every single time. Yes, ma'am. Overall, I really did enjoy this book, but I'm going to say that this was not one of my favorites from Taylor Jenkins Reid. I rated Daisy Jones and Seven Husbands 5 stars, but I'm gonna rate this one 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely see where the hype comes from, but like I said, a lot of tennis. Overall though, the story was really good. I love the lesson that it taught in the end. I can't complain. So there's that. Carrie Soto, y'all. So I'm about 36 pages into The Housemaid, and so far I'm really enjoying the writing. It's very simple and very easy to get into, and I feel like the story just hops straight in, and I really like that because I don't like to put too much mind power into starting a story. That's one thing I hate the most, is starting a story sometimes, because it's a whole new world you kind of have to dive into and get accustomed to. But this one is just straight on and popping. The chapters are short. There are some clues and hint dropping right now, so I don't know where the story is going, but it's going. I just have to say really quick, There's no way I would let somebody disrespect me like this. I don't care how badly I need this job, because the main girl's a housemaid and her employer is Nina, this super rich housewife. There's just absolutely no way. I would have to quit, babes. There's no way. I'm almost 100 pages in. Getting a lot of crumbs right now. I know, no predictions so far. But yeah, I would have to quit, babes. Y'all, it's currently, hold up. What time is it? Oh, I'm recording with my phone. It's 3 a.m. I think. I just finished The Housemaid. I have no words. I simply have no words. When I tell you this book is insane, this book is insane. I'm shook right now. All I have to say is, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That's it. That's it. If you're asking if this book was worth the hype, absolutely. All right, guys, we have reached the final verdict. The question for the video still stands. Are these books worth the hype? Well, good thing for you, I'm gonna answer that right now. So I'm gonna speed round it. I'm just either gonna give a yes or a no. If I give a yes, no, it doesn't mean that the book was necessarily bad. It just means books are subjective and it might be a hit or it might be a miss for you. So that's why I'll say yes or no. And then I'll give my rating. Yes and no. 4 stars though. May have gotten a little bored, but it was a good story. Yes and yes. 4.5. 5 stars? 4.5 to 5 stars. So good. So good. Can't wait for the next book. I already got the next 2 in the series. Yes and no. 4 stars. The Housemaid? Yes. 5 out of 5 stars, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it. As you can tell, it is a wrap for this video. If you have made it to the end, thank you so much. All power to you if you stuck it out with me this entire time. Love hanging out with you. I enjoyed filming this video so much. I'm so glad that I read these books, and I'm so glad I can say that I read these books because, you know, I like to feel accomplished, you know? But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Interact with your girl. And I will see you guys in the next video.